Alrighty, are you ready for my rotation? This is where things are gonna get tricky.
Okay, do I have to keep a straight face?
No.
Can I laugh?
You can laugh.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, welcome back to Cross Stitch the Globe. My name is Stephanie.
I'm Allison.
And this is a channel about cross stitch, and today is our 2025 plans video. AKA the day I tell Allison all the crazy things that I've been thinking of, and she says, what are you doing?
She's been hinting for a long time now that I will not be able to handle it. And I believe her.
I gave people a sneak peek last night at the Jingle Ball, and I just told people in their room, and they were like, oh, okay, good luck with that. Good luck with that. So,
okay, the interesting thing, and people in the rooms don't know you as well as I know you, that whatever comes out of your mouth will be insane, and you'll be able to do at least 50% of it. you will nail it.
My actual goal is to do 65% of it. So, perfect.
You can. I believe in you. I believe in you.
So, the way today, well, first of all, just a little bit about who we are, especially if you're new here or if you found us from a different kind of video, because we've had a few new people lately join us. This is a Flosstube Extra. This is a video where we don't have time to do this in our regular videos, or it would get lost and nobody would know where to go to find this information. To hold us accountable, to hold me accountable. We put these out every other Monday. In between, we do regular Flosstubes episodes. If you've never seen a Flosstube episode, if you just found like our Jingle Ball video or our Free Christmas Patterns video, and you've never seen a Flosstube, lots of channels have Flosstubes, and it's where someone goes through all of their personal stitching and shows you what they're doing that week, what they want to do, what they started, what they bought, and they're so fun. And we also talk about a lot of other channels that we love and other stitchers who have channels that we talk to all the time. So if you're not in the world of Flosstube and you're just in the world of like informational cross stitch videos, join us. You'll never want to leave.
A little crazy though.
Allison was staying in that information world for a while when I was like, no, there's a whole, come in with me. So those come out every other Monday, and the next one will be Flosstube number 33 for us. But some channels are at like 300, 350. There's tons of them. And then on Thursdays, we put out informational tutorials for new stitchers that we call Flosstube University. And this week we're going to do how to cut Ada straight. Yep. And we did how to cut linen and even weave straight a while ago, and that was the most recent one. You can check that out. Anything we mentioned like video wise will be tagged, or people or stores will be tagged in the description, so
that
you can find
really good about making sure that the information we give you is in the description. So she's really good at that.
Because that's how
Yeah, me too. That's what I go to. But I'm spoiled because you do it. And it's all there.
So welcome. All right. Our 2024 plans video was similar to this one. I think my plans last year were more ambitious because, well, no, my plans last year were more aspirational because I didn't really know. I hadn't been stitching as long, and so I didn't know like what I really could accomplish in a year, which is so much less than you think. However, I have not made my plans this year like really scaled back. They're just more, I think, more focused. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, so just to give a recap of what our 2024 plans were, I'm gonna pull up the video from last year and look at the description and see if I start you didn't do the plans video last year. Yeah. All right.
What was the theme? The last year was 24 and 24.
Yeah,
right?
it was 24 new starts in 24. Well, I am going to do 25 new starts in 25.
Okay.
But the thing about doing 24 new starts in 24 is that I actually did like 57.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, and
I kind of think that none of us have problems starting.
No.
We don't anyway.
And next year I'm going to do 25 new starts in 25. And I'm going to use the hashtag and stuff. I know hashtags are going away, but I don't think that like as many people are planning on doing that. But I just was like, I have to cap myself somewhere, and because I have kits and things and like so of the 24 new starts in 24, I only started 13 of them, but out of like the 57 total things that I started, and some of them are getting pushed to next year. So like Cornelius, I didn't start him; he's moving to next year, and some of them my taste changed, or I just realized like I wasn't ready to start a big long dog sampler because I wasn't enjoying stitching my little one as much as I needed to, and so I need to finish that one first. Like so I did make changes last year, but of the 24 things I picked out last year, I did start 13 of them. And then let me see how many of them got pushed to this year.
You had 57 starts.
That's a lot. And I might have, it might be more than that. That was the last time I talked to Jen. Because, you know, so Jen from Jen's Fiber Web, she did is doing 100 starts, but she found out accidentally that she was at like a crazy number. And then she counted up the things she was going to have left. And then she was like, oh, well, I might as well do 100. So when she was telling me that, I looked it up, and I think at that point I had a 57, but I don't think that included like a few new starts here and there. Like I started something I started a Krampus piece, an impromptu on Krampus knocked, and I think I am gonna start one of those Heartstring Samplery jingle ball things that I bought this year when they get here. So of the 24 things, I started 13, and I pushed I pushed 2 to next year. So 15. So 9 of them fell out into either things that like one of them was like Pear Hill by the Artsy Housewife, and I have it kitted up and I love it. But multiple other Artsy Housewife pieces came out this year that I was in her Patreon that I like had to start instantly. Yeah. And so I started with In a Dream, and I kitted up some of her freebies and things. So some of them is just that like I decided I wanted to do that designer, but I wanted to do more, or like I dropped a Lori Holt piece out because even though I like it, it's huge, and
I have a Lori Holt going.
It's
huge.
Really big.
It didn't look that big.
It doesn't. Yeah,
it is that big.
So I, you know, my style is evolving. Yeah. I dropped a long rock sampler out. Let me see what else. I picked different mirabilias because people lent me a mirror, like an out of print mirabilia, or we were gifted an out of print mirabilia. So like the mirabilias that I stitched were different ones. So maybe I planned to do like 3 in that month or 2 in that month, and I still did that number, but I didn't anticipate it being Seaside Kingdom or Touching the Autumn Sky. Mm-hmm. Like, so I'm gonna have to just jump on those. Yeah. So things changed, and so somebody said this year, I was watching somebody's video, and they said their plans are more of a menu than plans, and I can't remember who it was that said that, or I would credit them. But I decided, because every time I was making my plans, I could only get it down to 850 stitches a day, and I can only stitch 500 stitches a day. But taking anything off the list was too much.
You were like, no.
And making the goal smaller, I didn't want to have so many things where I had like 200 or 300 stitch goals for the month. Like that's not enough to relate. So I'm going to make plans where my plan is to do 850 stitches a day, and I'm only probably going to get to 500, and maybe adding the Lowry stand in and double standard stitching, and Molly getting a little bit older and a little bit less like eating the crayons. Like maybe that all means I get an extra 100 in a day or something, but I can't do 850 a day. Like I just can't. But instead I'm going to look at it as these are all my goals for the beginning of the month. And at the end of the month, if I've hit 65%, I'm like, that's an A+. Mm-hmm. For me, that'll be an A+. And at the end of the year, if a piece that was broken up into 12 that I wanted to get finished by the end of the year, something needs 1 more month, like, fine. Because I think I'd rather do all my goals at 65%, you know, and some of them more and some of them a little less, than do everything perfect, but it feel like I'm missing out on stuff. Like I want to touch a few more things than I would get.
Speaking of missing out on stuff, how are you accounting for new patterns and styles that come out?
Okay, so let's do your plans first, because that will take 60 seconds. And then I'll break down what my plans are, and you can ask me all the things that you guys are thinking. Okay. She is your avatar of like, what is this girl thinking? Okay.
Right.
All right. So Allison, what are your plans for 2025? For your cross-stitch goals.
My cross-stitch goals. Okay. I changed my mind. Maybe more often than the average person. I'm not sure. But I really hate committing to things. So I'm going to give you, instead of this is what I'm going to do, or even a menu, I'm like, this is what sounds good right now.
Okay.
And some things will get taken off the menu, and I'll throw some more.
I've seen Flosstubers put out multiple plans videos for 2025 in which their plans changed between videos before it is even started. So I don't think that you owe anyone. I think people like to know what your journey is, but I don't think like...
Well, the journey is winding, and it sometimes goes completely in the opposite direction. So...
and mine too. It just means that I'm starting 50 more things than I thought.
Yeah.
A literal 50 more.
Okay, so let's just start with January. My birthday sale starts in January, so I will be definitely working on my birthday stitching the whole month, and that includes starting. My plans have changed since the last time I talked about this on Flosstube, but I'm starting one thing for my birthday, and it's gonna be, I have it right here. This Disney, what's it called? Disney Dreams collection. The Snow White.
So last year, Allison opened one of these kits for her birthday, the big one that you're gonna talk about in a minute, probably.
Yeah.
And so I'll link to that video below if you want to see her opening that kit.
Yeah,
that was a cool day.
Yeah, and so so this year my new start for my birthday is gonna be this kit right here, and I'm so excited.
Are you going to be getting new floss and fabric from the jump, or what's your plans?
Yes, I'm just gonna kit it up as if it was just a
Save
pattern.
this because later you can probably sell the pattern and this as an opened kit.
Yeah.
Like totally unused, never
totally
stitched. Because some people really like, this is Candamar floss in these kits, and some
that
people
looks
really
like
like
a
it.
nightmare, honestly.
But if you just take the pattern out and leave this intact, we can probably sell it later for like 30 or 40 bucks.
Well, it was a gift. I got this from
the Floss
Cousins.
Cousins.
Yeah, I won one of their giveaways.
Oh, so maybe we could do it as a giveaway.
We could get it if no one cares.
In 2 or 3 years when it's done, or actually,
way longer.
In 30 days or 3 years when it's done, Allison.
It's the smaller one.
Yeah.
But considering, then after that, I'll be working on my one that I started last year, which was the full Cinderella Dreams kit.
Well, you started 2 things. You started a big one and a small one. You finished the small one. I started a big one and a medium one. I finished the medium one. And if you want to know more about Allison's birthday style, check out the video, Allison's Princess Birthday Stitch Along, that I'll link to in the description.
Yeah. So I really only got about this far on last year's. So
you started it a few times though, like.
We started 3 times, yeah. So I'm going to do that one. And then I have another Cinderella one that's by Madame Chantilly. So I'm going to work on that one. I don't remember how far along on the one I am. But
and then we have our Make It Murder Sal.
And our Make It Murder Sal. Ooh, I haven't worked on that forever.
And your piece is not that big.
No, it'll be fun though.
Yeah, so that Sal, which we have a video about here, is where you take a cutesy or pleasanty, beautiful scene and you turn it into a murder scene. And we started ours when it started in September, but we said it ends at the end of January because we know we're not going to really stitch them until January. Yeah. So they'll be pulling those out in January.
Mine is Dexter themed.
She took Seaside Tiny Town and she's turning it into a Dexter crime scene. I took Frosted Tiny Town and I'm turning it into a Fargo-centric crime scene. And I also took Hello Summer by Erin Elizabeth and I'm turning it into a Lifetime/CW teen movie like horror scene.
Nice. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. So that is gonna be a big part of my January.
Nice. Nice. So January's gonna be fun. So I don't have any plans other than the January for that one, and then nothing else on my list is scheduled for any time. But I can show you the pile of patterns I hope to start this year.
Allison doesn't own patterns she doesn't really want to stitch,
so I have them all. Okay, so Stephanie gave me this one. And I love every single one. And I can't decide which one to do, so I might just do all of them. But yes, I want to do these.
This is Salute to America by Leisure Arts, a collection of patriotic mini samplers. So they all are small.
Right. I'm gonna make them little pillows.
Oh yeah, these are like 54 by 72, 65 by 88.
But I think I might just.
This is 1 month of stitching if you literally only did this.
Maybe in July I'll decide all July, or maybe when I don't know, am bored. All right, that one, and then this one I got last February at the Silver Needle. Oh, when we went to their sale, the Super Owl sale or whatever it's called.
Be Mine Biscornu.
And I want to stitch that one really bad. I've never done a Biscornu, so sometime this year I'd like to try it.
That's exciting.
And I thought this one was really sweet. This one.
This was a gift from Fanny of the Soul Stitchers.
Fanny gave it to me, and I love it. I haven't stitched anything out of it yet, so I think I'm gonna make that something I want to try. If I have a time where I want to do a new start, I think I want to pick one of these.
That's great. And you would get these done in one day.
Yeah, they're really small.
2 days, 1 day or 2 days.
Couple days worth.
Yeah. When you're done with this whole book, I'll borrow it.
Okay, that sounds good.
They're really cute. I've never stitched Primrose Cottage.
That's really pretty. So I'm gonna do that one. This is another one I got from you. Stephanie gave me that one.
Allison,
I'm gonna do that one.
You're doing this one.
I'm doing that one, yeah.
I love it.
It's called French Chefs.
This is the French Chefs by Becca Barton for cross stitch designs. It's from Leisure Arts.
So I think I would love to do that one.
What are the other two?
They're all great, but the one in the back.
Okay. These are all 4. But you're doing Patisserie.
I think he will look so good in my kitchen.
He will. And I come over here and Allison will just bake a cake more times than not. So totally fitting.
Yeah. I've been holding on to that one for a long time. Well, maybe since we went in last February. And I want to do this one too. I stitched the Yule Goddess version, like her lady from Modernist, and it was so much fun to stitch. I have a feeling this is going to be great.
Oh, it looks so good.
Yeah. So that'll be fun.
No one mourns the wicked.
Oh yeah. Very on trend. I forgot about that.
It is actually very on trend.
I could make her green if I wanted to.
Yeah.
And just change the color of her sweater. Her little vest thing. And then I've said I was going to start this for a while and I still haven't. But I want to do Delia Conger.
Conger.
This
is from Needleworkers.
Yeah. This was also a gift and I'm very excited about doing it.
In the videos that I stitched by myself, my version of this is up behind me, but Allison's going to do this as red.
I'm going to do it all in red and then I'm going to make the flowers at the bottom pink.
I have another one of the frames that I used.
Oh, you're
like
kidding.
I bought 2 at the Goodwill at the same time if you want me to give it to you.
Sure.
I took it in and had it put in it because I couldn't get it. But but I will give you that frame if you want. Because you don't have to. But later you can think about do you want to or not.
Okay.
But I won't use it. I'll save it.
Okay. So that's kind of the pile I've been collecting and thinking about and hopefully might join me this year.
So are you thinking about... I'm definitely going to do the Make It Murder style again, which I'll talk about later, in the fall. Are you thinking about any options for that if you want to do it again?
The Make It Murder style? Maybe. Are you thinking about my birthday? Liz Matthews for my birthday. Oh, I would love to do a Liz Matthews for your birthday.
Just, keep that in mind. So,
okay. That'll
be out there. I will do my Liz Matthews birthday style again. It was the Hello 40 birthday style last year, and now it has to be a slightly different name.
41. Let's keep counting.
Well, it's the Princess birthday style can happen every year. Or today is Memphis Sarah E's birthday. Happy birthday, Sarah.
Happy birthday.
And so tonight I'm stitching on Christmas Elegance because it's the So Fancy birthday style. But I picked one that was just 1 year. So now I need to figure out if it's going to be hello, it's my birthday style.
Oh, I like that.
Something like that. But anyway,
I like that.
Think about Liz Matthews for July.
I will. I haven't bought it yet, but the 2025 Stitch for Pride, I will be buying.
I bought mine yesterday.
Okay.
And you're going
to... I will be buying that one and doing that. So good. I don't know if I'll be doing it as a sell, because last year I did one a month until about June and got overwhelmed and and then I picked it back up a couple weeks ago. So I don't know if I'll do it month to month or all at once.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to do it. I'm trying to finish my Stitch for Pride this month. I have 6,000 stitches left, so I can do it, but it's going to be
I think I have 4 motifs left.
And then because I want in January, and if I have a little bit left in January, that's okay, of the 2024. But in 2025, I want to do it because I didn't start mine until June, so I want to do mine every.
You had serious FOMO.
Yeah, I had so much FOMO.
Don't wait. Go get it.
Go get it. And next year it's trans history, historical figures, trans and gender nonconforming historical figures, and it's going to be really good. But the motifs are so artistic and you can put it on your wall and not have to explain to everybody what it is. But if somebody's asked you about it, you can just be oh, actually that's this, and then take a moment.
Yeah.
And I'm excited.
I love the history.
And that style is only open till the 29th, and it's by D's 20 Stitches. So go to their Instagram. I will link to their Flosstube and Instagram and in the description. But I'll also just go ahead and link to their Ko-Fi shop if you want to buy it directly, because it only goes on sale until the 29th of December.
And they're serious.
And last year they opened it up again in June, but there's no guarantee that they will do that. That was just a special like emergency fundraising measure situation. So they might do that again, but I would not count on that. Mm-hmm. So if you liked this year's, I think next year's is it's the other direction. But my guess is it will be similarly like, they're individual motifs. So there is a color palette, but you're also welcome to pick your own color palette. And they're monochromatic motifs. So like, you know, like you can make it fit your decor or whatever if you're not into the particular colors. But I loved the colors that they showed that are the floss. I didn't get the floss pack, but there's a DMC conversion. So I will probably pull from stash overdyes and silks that are that.
Last year I used all Cosmos, like the most colorful ones I could find. And I thought it was fun to have a theme.
Yeah.
You know, so maybe I'll think of a theme. Because I won't be able to get the floss.
Well, DMC has a bunch of variegateds that you've never stitched with that you could do that as the theme.
That's true.
And that's easier to get.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have any other tentative?
So I have like 16 whips on the go, and I'm hoping to finish a lot of those.
Do you think you're still going to stay monogamous next year? Because what Allison's been doing is starting things she wants to start, but then just monogamously stitching pieces until she's done. But then the last couple have been kind of a drag, which is like you've gotten to a point where you've been stressed out about them.
Yeah. I don't know.
Which is the pitfall of monogamous stitching and why people end up with 100 whips. Is that every whip at some point becomes a little bit stressful.
I guess so. It's not that it's stressful to work on only one thing. It's that maybe your eyes are tired of that and you can do something else. Yeah. But instead of picking another project, when I was a monogamous stitcher and I thought that's the only thing you could do, I would just go bake a cake instead, you know? So now my stitching wasn't as much when I was a monogamous stitcher, and that's kind of what I'm seeing again. Yeah. Like, instead of picking something else up, I'm doing a different activity. Yeah. Which is fine. I just don't stitch as much as
you were.
As I were.
Well, probably ebbs and flows. You'll probably go back, and then you'll probably, all right, you ready for mine?
Yeah, no, I'm not ready, but go ahead.
Okay. So, I'm going to do 25 new starts in 2025. I'm not going to do 30 new starts in 2030. This is not something that like every year will grow, but I was going to do 12 new starts next year. And then I was like, that's not enough. And then I was like going to do 18. And then I was going to put a bunch of new starts on New Year's Eve so that like they wouldn't be in this year's whip parade, but they also wouldn't count as new starts for next year. They'd be in like, you know, that Spotify Wrapped Dead Zone where you can listen to whatever. It'd be like the new start dead zone where it didn't count towards any. But I decided I didn't want to like hurry up and do that. And so starting with my New Year's Eve plans for 2024 New Year's Eve, I'm going to do 3 restarts. I'm not going to restart everything I wanted to restart, but I have Village of Hawk Run Hollow. I'm restarting because I started it on 40 count and I don't want to do it on 40 count. Then I am restarting Teresa Kogut's Come to the Garden because I started it with I changed the fabric and I'm using Marumi. She changed all of her names to the same thing, but I can't remember if it's Marumi Crafts or Marumi Designs. But now everything, because she was one on Instagram and one on Etsy, and now they're all the same. But I'm using her sulky conversion for Teresa Kogut's Come to the Garden, and so I need to restart with the sulky threads. And then my friend Jen gave me her whip of Cinnamon Stars by Plum Street Samplers, and I haven't picked it up yet because it's easy, but like at the same time it's like you have to be a little more thoughtful, and I haven't had the brain capacity to be like, okay, let me just make sure that I'm seeing all of this stuff right. And so I want to restart all 3 of those things on New Year's Eve. I might not be able to do them if I don't know what our New Year's Eve plans are going to be yet, so it'll kind of depend. But I assume I have little kids. I assume I'll still be home at like 9 p.m. And able to do that. But if not, if I find out in the days right before that it's going to be more stressful, then I might do one on the 29th, one on the 30th, one on the 31st or something. Yeah. But those are my New Year's Eve. I also decided that I'm going to start Annie B's 12 Days of Christmas. Oh, yeah. I'm going to start each one on its day. So I'm going to start the whole project on the 25th on Christmas Day. But by the time you roll into 2025, I'm still going to be starting those. And that does not count because that counts as It counts as 12 finishes.
Is it 1 start and 12 finishes?
It's 1 start and 12 finishes.
That's cheating.
It is.
That's
It's 1
cheating.
start, 1 whip, 12 finishes. I don't make the rules.
You do make the rules. You specifically made that rule.
Well, I'm also hoping they're pretty small. I'm
Yeah.
hoping that if I start each one of them, that I get like 75% through most of them. Like, but we'll see.
Oh, that'll be fun.
And I haven't fully. I got inspired by somebody did like a really colorful version on Instagram, and I think it's Knit Stitch. I'll link to their Instagram post where they did it. And I'm thinking I want to just go get Rit dyes and dye my own colorful set and do that, because that would be really fun. And then I might do them on 14 count, like hand dyed by me, Ada. But I don't know if I will want them to be done on Ada. So just because I like the finished look of linen better.
But they're little, right?
They're little, yeah. But I don't have enough linen that I could dye my own linen. But I could dye some even weave. I think I have a big sheet of even weave. So I haven't fully decided. I also have that silver gray even weave that I quit my shadowing to restart.
Oh, yeah.
That
I hate stitching on?
That I hate stitching on, but I could do them all one stranded
Oh, yeah.
on that 32 count, but it's really tight. Because I know Cam the stitcher is having an issue where hers had to be one stranded on 32 count, and they look good. So on that very tight, if I thought like, because I don't want to waste that fabric, but I don't want to stitch a whole shadowing on it.
Yeah.
So I haven't decided fully what I'm going to do as far as that, but that will roll into 2025 as well. So starting with my actual official plans, I will be continuing to start those 12 stockings, but again,
1 start.
it is 1 start, 1 whip, 12 finishes. And it just is what it is. Yeah, it is what it is. Okay. If I do them on one piece of fabric and then cut them apart to finish them, then they literally are 1 whip, but they become 12 finishes.
Okay, whatever.
So, all right. So that is kind of like, oh, I have one other start plan between now and the end of the year. I'm going to start Unicorn's Garden towards the end of the month on my daughter's birthday by sprouting lupin. I think Molly's going to get a unicorn wall. Now, will any of them be done before she's 12? Unclear.
Yeah.
But she's going to be 2.
Yeah.
So, but I am, and you know, if she ever tells me she doesn't like unicorns, I'll be happy to take them.
Yeah.
And save them.
Well, in about a couple months, she'll be able to tell you what it is she does want. Right now, she'd say Baby Shark, but
yeah.
she's almost at the age to pick something else.
Peppa Pig?
Yeah.
George Pig? I know I'm not stitching to George Pig. Sorry, buddy. Not doing that. All right, so that is the rest of my plans for this year. So rolling into 2025, do you want to do the new starts first, or do you want to do the monthly rotation first?
So let's go month to month. Tell me.
Well, my plans don't work like that.
Oh, okay.
So my new starts are scheduled by the month, but my monthly goals are the same pretty much for the whole year.
Oh, okay. Then go, just whatever.
Okay, so I'll tell you what my new starts.
Okay.
So my new starts for January, I'm going to do the Stitch for Pride 2025. I have, of my 25 starts, I didn't try to do 2 each month. I have 4 in January because like so many things happen in January. So I'm doing Stitch for Pride 2025. For your birthday, I'm starting Black Roses by Alforce Embroidery.
That's going to be beautiful.
I think I'm going to do it 36 count, 1 stranded, because I have a floss pack for a different Alforce chart that will also be used.
Are you going to do all black or black and red?
I think I'm going to do all black.
Okay, I'll be right.
But I think I'm going to do all black, and I know that, but if I do it on 36 count, the piece I'm thinking of is loose enough that I could do 2 stranded or 1 stranded, so I'll see what the coverage looks like 1 stranded. Yeah. And then I actually think I have enough of the Alforce black to do it, as long as I don't have any major frogging situations, comfortably with what I have. Because I think I have 1 more skein than I thought. So it needs like between 12 and 14 skeins anyway, I think I can do it 2 stranded on 36 count with the floss that I have in the Alforce threads. But if I want to see what 1 stranded coverage looks like first, because I don't want to waste 7 skeins of Alforce over dye floss if I don't need to.
What color is the fabric?
So I'm going to do it on Lakeside Linen, because that's all my 36 count is pretty much Lakeside Linen. And I have a white, and I have like a very pale blue gray, but like the palest blue gray. So it's either going to be black on white or black on almost white. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I don't think I have it, because I don't have a ton of 36 count, but to do that chart on a 1 fat quarter needs to be 36, and I don't have a problem stitching on 36.
Yeah.
And if I'm doing overdye floss and I can't loop start anyway, then the difference between 1 and 2 strands just comes down to coverage and not convenience. All right, so I'm also starting for your birthday The Briar by Sprouting Leaf Bank, which when I said I was going to start it, then like 10 people were like, I'm going to start it too. And I think a lot of people are starting that for your birthday.
Nice.
Because it's like it's actually, I said it came from a fairy tale, but in the description it's inspired by Sleeping Beauty.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like the front page of a fairy tale book.
It's really pretty.
But of Sleeping Beauty, so a princess fairy tale. It's not just like any fairy tale.
It's the princess.
And it's only like 4,000 stitches. So that is the one I anticipate finishing by your next birthday.
Yes.
I do not anticipate finishing Black Roses. And I'll pick up Cinderella.
How big is Black Roses? Is that a big one?
I think it's 35,000 stitches.
It's a big one. Oh, wow.
I'll be doing it on your 40th birthday.
Okay.
I'll be doing it on your 50th birthday. It's beautiful. And Laura from Stitching by the Shore is going to start that one too.
Nice.
And I'm starting Black Roses on New Year's Day because the way Allison's birthday sale works is it's all January. So I'm going to start Black Roses New Year's Day with Laura. And then I'm going to start The Briar on the 6th, which is Allison's actual birthday. And then I'm starting one more thing. So I was looking for a birthday start for my son. And I bought Tiny Martiner's Moon Phase Bell Pull because my son's obsessed with space. I'm stitching him, you guys know, I'm stitching him a solar system. And I thought Moon Phase Bell Pull, he'll love it. He looked at it, he hated it.
You're kidding.
I'm starting it anyway, but it's no longer for him. If he really likes it by the end of the year and wants it, then I'll give it to him. But I told
That's surprising.
what I think is that he's just very opinionated and he likes what he likes. And so I'll wait. And if he wants a stitch piece, and he doesn't like that one, then I will just I will chart something small for him that's specific for him closer to his birthday the next year.
Just stitch his name with like planets around it.
There's like a cool alphabet robot thing that I was looking at. Because like letters, I want to do the mermaids from Nora M for Molly. Not this year, but like at some point. But there's not like a lot of good boy equivalents for that. But there's this cool robot alphabet and space and stuff. But it still looks a pretty little boy to me. Like I'd like something that he would maybe want to hold on to later. But you know, I got lots of years to stitch him random things. So I'll find out in like November. He'll be telling me what he thinks I should be stitching and what he doesn't like. And if he's seen me stitch the Moon Phase Bell Pull all year and he likes it, then he can have it. But if he doesn't like it, I will keep it.
Yeah.
But I showed Jen's Fiberweb my Tiny Modernist haul, which I showed you guys in the last Flosstube. And she was like, oh, Moon Phase Bell Pull, like I'm in. And I was like, well, do you want to like do it as a stitch along next year? And so what we're gonna do, we're gonna stitch it on the full moon, which happens to be the day before my son's birthday in January. So it's like almost a birthday start for him. But it's not for him as a piece. So, and then I calculated if we do 640 stitches a month on it, that we can finish it next year. So if she doesn't want to, like, so right now that's the plan, but if she changes her mind halfway through the year or something, like, it's fine. Like, but my goal as of now will be to stitch that in 1/12 each month so it's done by the end of the year. Because I like, a lot of people have full moon pieces and stuff. And then the Diddy Stitcher and her friends have been stitching, and I think Amy Graham too, have been stitching Moon Phase Bell Pull. And they're getting so much progress on it, and theirs looks so good that I was like shocked because in my head it was a lot bigger, but it's really skinny.
Is it?
So I haven't picked out fabric yet. I was thinking about trying to dye my own. I don't know. Like I haven't, but anyway, so I'm just going to start that in January and try to do that as a sal with Jen's Fiberweb and try to do it. Not like a public, just her and me, and try to do, although if you wanted to join us, you're welcome. But I'm not like putting on the calendar or anything. But, so that's January. So those are my January starts.
How many is that?
4.
4.
May and November only have one planned start. And I'm doing 25 total, so.
So you're doing 4 in January and then another one in May? You're not starting another
one?
Oh,
no. I just mean that like, I'm doing 4 in January. And if you have 25 starts, then 1 month would have 3. But there's a couple months.
Oh, wait, you
only have 1, yeah.
Okay, I'm with you now.
All right, February, Fancy Lady February.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna do the Marbeck Woodland Angel that Tess from Tesslyn gave us.
Which one is that?
It's the really pretty Renaissance lady that like, I'm not gonna do the wings. I'm not making.
Okay, I know. Yeah.
And I'll show you guys a picture. I'm showing you guys all of these. And then, so that's gonna be my Fancy Lady February start.
Cool.
That's not a Mirabilia, but like, she's just cool looking. And then I'm also gonna do Peacock Pincushion.
Oh.
The famous.
That's good. Maybe you'll pronounce it right.
I just did.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Wind it back.
Just kidding.
Just
kidding.
Yes. So I'm excited about that because I already have the perfect frame for it, and I think if I do it on 36 count, it'll fit in that frame.
Cool.
And I'm just gonna do the whole DMC conversion for that.
Excellent.
All right, March. So Jen's Fiberweb, her birthday is in March, and I told her that I would hold a space if she wants to do a birthday style, and if she wants to do a public one, cool, and if she wants to just start something and I start the same thing and a couple other people start the same thing, like cool too. But I didn't want to I have a lot of birthday starts going for a lot of my friends that I can just pick up instead of joining their one this year. Like for Elizabeth Savory, unless she does something so cool, I'll just pick up Una Owl, which was my birthday start for her last year. But Jen and I weren't as close last March, and she did, her birthday start last year was Pisces by Nora Corbett, but she finished it. So she's looking at some cool things, but I told her, just tell me, I'll buy it when you're closer to, because that way you don't have to feel like you can't change your mind.
Sure.
And then I'm going to start Warm Night by the Artsy Housewife, which I already have the fabric and the frame for. And I'm doing it on 18 count Navy Ada. So that'll be kind of fun. And then my last March start is going to be Four Seasons by Jardin Privé, which was a gift. Bonnie, when she sent us those vintage patterns, she sent that, and it has the fabric in it. So I'm gonna see if the fabric is one I'm gonna like, because it might be a naturally fabric, which we all know I'm not great with. But the fabric's in it, so I'm gonna try that fabric first. And I might over dye it if I don't like it, because the over dye process really makes them so soft. I've been so surprised by how much I've been able to.
Have you been dyeing a lot?
No, but the ones that I dyed scratchy Charles Craft DMC linen, and I love stitching on it. So if I don't like the feel of it, but I like the look of it, I might just try to tea dye it or something and see what happens. Cool. Or put some more taupe in it or something, so it doesn't change the look too much, but just
the feel.
Yeah.
Just wash it.
Yeah. Well, I would start that first. Yeah. So Four Seasons by Jardin Privé is I'm going to start with spring, because the way that the pattern is set up, it's easier if you start with spring and then do each one in season. And they don't look big. They look like they're maybe 2,000 stitches, 3,000 stitches each season. So, and I'm not going to force myself to finish them in that season. So if I don't finish the whole thing, then I'll just pick it up the next year. And then April, I'm going to start a Paula Vaughn, and I'm going to do a Paula Vaughn stitch along with anyone that wants to do a Paula Vaughn stitch along. And I'll do a parade where I show you guys all the ones I've collected. And then I'm also going to start Cornelius by Lori Holt, because you've lent me that pattern a year ago, and I need to just stitch it. It's only
I don't care. You keep
it's only 4,000 or 3,000. It's
really
not
cute.
big. Yeah,
it's really fun. I think I stitched it in 3 days. It's fun.
So I really want to do that. And then in May, I'm going to do for Mirabilia May. I'm not going to stop and do a whole Mirabilia May thing next year, because I have other goals I want to do. And I'm gonna do way bigger Nora November, but I am gonna start gathering the eggs in May, because it's the Easter little girl Easter one that I have, and it's full coverage, and it's a little different, and it's not that big either. So I'll start that.
Not? It looks big.
It's not. It's it's taller than it is. Oh. It's really skinny.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's it's not the biggest beer.
Okay.
It's not the smallest, but it's not the biggest. All right. Then in June, I'm gonna start Toonies by D's 20 Stitches. Cute. I haven't decided if I'm going to start it on our mom's birthday or our grandmother's birthday, but it just kind of even though Mother's Day's in May, because our mom and grandmother's birthdays are in June, our mom's birthday is right around Dad's Father's Day, and she really gets short shrift. So maybe I'll start it on Mom's birthday.
Yeah, that would be nice.
And then I'm also going to start Huckleberry Farm by the Blue Flower.
Oh, fun.
I'm so excited about it. Yeah. But anyway, when my life stops lifing and I get to a place where I can talk about life, I might end up having to start that earlier out of revenge, but we'll see. But for now, it's planned for June. But I love that shirt so much, and I haven't decided if I'm going to do the DMC conversion. I know I'm not going to get the actual overdyes, but it just kind of depends. So. And I'm going to StitchCon in June, so I might take that with me and start it at StitchCon.
Nice.
All right, July. I've already said for my birthday next year, I'm starting it's either called Seaside or Seaside House. It was the Hello from Liz Matthews Patreon piece that came out last summer, and I just love it so much. And then I'm also gonna, sometime that month, the book Magical Cross Stitch that we did the flip through, I stitched one piece out of it. I love that book. I want to do so much more out of it. So I have 2 places on here where I'm going to do something from that book. And in July, I'm going to start something from that book.
Nice.
And then
That's a great book.
August, I'm going to do my Christmas stocking. So my kids are already started and I have plans to do theirs next year, like to the end. And then but in August, I need to start my stocking. And then I also want to start October 31st by Cottage Garden Samplings because Jen gave me that pattern and it's a really good pattern, but it's big. And I know I have a lot of Halloween whips. So I know I need to do I need to spread them out a little bit. So I need to start that in August.
Okay.
September. I'm going to start Feathers and Friends by Butternut Road, which is Marilyn Levitt Emblem. Which is it's the one where the girl is walking and she's got the geese at her feet. So it's so cute. And then I'm going to start our 2025 Make It Murder Style which I don't know what it's going to be. I'm just going to figure it out when I get closer.
Well, and who knows what's coming out between now and then that might be perfect for murder.
Yeah. Is there going to be like a murder tiny town that we just have to do?
We just have to move? Yeah.
So,
Seaside Murder Village Part 2.
Yes, and I also want the ability to look at all of the options and dream about all the options without feeling like, oh, I already have mine planned.
And I want to see what other people have done.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to get some more ideas.
Because like maybe I do a sampler where like in the sampler it's a confession, or maybe I do like there's lots of different things you can do. So I want to leave that open, but I am going to pencil it in because we are going to host it again.
Okay.
October, I'm going to do Mermaid of Salem Bay. Start Mermaid of Salem Bay. Sarah from my store I'm stitching just finished hers. I'm going to take her advice. I'm going to get a different, she didn't like how, like the picture's so moody, which is why I think she's a perfect October moody mermaid start. But the actual overnight flosses are not super moody and Sarah didn't love how light they were. So I'm going to do a dark conversion on it. And then I'm going to do a second magical cross stitch start. Then in November, in November of next year, we will do another Mirabelli Whip Parade. By then, hopefully, some of my current ones will be finished. And I'm going to start Floral Dreams, which is the other Nora Corbett piece that I really want to do that's in the Nora Corbett line that is the Moonglow companion. And Moonglow will be done by then. Moonglow's getting kicked out this month.
Even the beats?
Okay. To be TBD.
Okay.
So I'm going to start Floral Dreams. That's the only one I have planned to start. Now, obviously, if somebody's like, here's Queen of Peace, or then I will be, I'm not, yeah.
But if anyone wants to give me access to Queen of Peace, I would do that.
So, but I'm not going to try to start Lady of the Flag next year. I want to work on the ones I've got going. And so starting Floral Dreams and Gathering Eggs are not like some of the bigger ones next year. Like, I need to get through some of these.
Yeah.
But in November, you guys will see what I talk about my rotation, but I'm going to get a lot more on all of my mirrors in November. And then in December, I'm going to start Yule Goddess.
Okay.
Which you let me, and I dyed fabric for already, and I just was like, I can't start it this winter. It's too big.
That's too bad, because you have the perfect fabric.
I know, and it's sitting in my fabric box, and it says Yule Goddess, and it's not going to get used for something else.
Yeah.
And then I'm also going to start the Forest Birds Wreath Dimensions kit that I really love. But again, I'm not ready. I'm not emotionally or physically prepared to sort the floss this year. And I also am not ready to say like, well, I should get different floss. And I don't love the fabric that's in it, but I don't have a good replacement fabric for it. So I'm just pushing that till next year because I have a lot of other Christmassy things that I'm working on anyway. Mm-hmm. So those are my 25 new starts in 2025. Alrighty. Are you ready for my rotation? This is where things are going to get tricky.
Okay. Do I have to keep a straight face? Or
No.
Can I laugh?
You can laugh.
Okay.
Okay.
Go for it.
So again, I have scheduled 868 stitches a day for next year, knowing that I can only do 500. So this is a menu of things I'll be choosing from.
So we should put like plastered across the string, like, these are plans. We're not insane. We know this is not physically possible.
Okay. And let's just start with where, like, you just said you were starting 25 things. Where are you stitching those? Every month, 1,000 stitches and whatever my new starts are.
Oh, okay.
So if I only start one thing, it gets 1,000 stitches.
It gets 1,000 stitches.
And if I start 4 things, it gets 1,000. They each get their share of 1,000 stitches.
Oh, their share of 1,000.
Except for, like, Moonface Bell Pull or, like, Four Seasons I have as their own line items. So they don't take up any of those. So in January, Stitch for Pride and Moonface Belle Pole have their own line items in my monthly rotation. So Black Roses and the Briar will split those 1,000 stitches. All right, so I know I don't like to sound super complicated like that, but anyway, that just, new starts get 1,000 stitches, unless it's something that's going in my monthly rotation, then it has a separate allotment. Okay. Now, I decided, you know I love going to the state fair. I want to take something, I want a big finish.
Okay.
I want a really, really big finish.
Okay.
So what I decided was, next year, every month, 11,000 stitches are going into a BAP. And they're going
11,000 or 1,100?
11,000.
A month?
A month. They're going to be, the majority of my stitching is going to be in one big BAP. And I have to do that same BAP until it's done, with one exception, and that's, I get to pause that for November. So the first 6 months are going to be dedicated to Village of Hawthorne Hollow.
I just don't believe you.
And my goal is to do 2 blocks a month. I want to finish that thing in June. I want to finish it in June.
People have been working on this for years, and you're
I
going
know.
to finish it in June?
No, I mean, I'm going to restart at New Year's Eve, and I'm going to work on it 6 months to Hawthorne Hollow. It's happening.
And not monogamously.
Not monogamously, but like almost monogamously. Because that will be the most important thing.
Okay. So
in my life.
If you can't get 500 on
Yeah.
one of your new starts, just that.
Yeah, like
This is priority.
yeah. The priority is I want to finish something really big.
Okay.
I want it on my wall. I want something really big done. I want that accomplishment.
Well, that would feel really good.
It would feel so good.
Yeah.
And so then, all right, so the first 6 months will be Hawthorne Hollow. When I get towards the end of that, I can say like, okay, of the projects that I have that are BAPS, that have more than like 25,000 stitches in them, or I think I classified like, if it has more than like 15,000 stitches in it, it was going in that category.
It's a BAP at 15?
Well, I mean, that's not like real, but like, you know, where it's like it would take me more than 1 month of doing that much stitching to finish it.
Okay.
Then I'll pick what the next one will be. So I'm not like it might, you know, the next one might be a summer Quaker, but I might be like, I don't want to do summer Quaker. Maybe I'll do like,
Okay.
so I'm not committing to what they're all going to be for the year.
I gotcha.
But the first one is Village of Hawthorne Hollow.
Okay.
That sucker is gonna be on my wall.
And like I said, I 100% believe you can do 50% of that.
But also, like, if I only accomplish 50% of
That would be amazing.
It would be amazing.
That would be amazing.
So that would be fine. All right. So remember, I know that I have said 168 stitches a day. So some of these, but some of these are like, if they happened if 70% of that goal happened and 80% of this, you know, it'd be great.
Yeah.
The next, okay. So for my monthly goals, number 1 goal is 11,000 stitches in a BAP, because I want a BAP. Now, if I finish Hawthorne Hollow and I'm like, I don't like that, and I want to change it or whatever, fine. But I want to commit to something big, and I want to commit to something big to get it done. And that seems like a really good one because there's no beads, and I don't think there's many specialty stitches, if any. And I don't think there's a tiny bit of backstitch, but it's not like a backstitch nightmare. Yeah. And I'm doing it on 28 counts, so it won't be like I can't see it. Yeah. You know, like it's going to be huge.
Like on a personal note, in your decor and your house and your lifestyle, like that is a good one.
Yeah,
to
like
have.
Yeah. So like it'll be good.
Yeah.
And then if I get to the end of that process and I'm like, I don't ever want to do that again, then great. I have Village of Hawthorne Hollow on my wall.
Which would be amazing.
Yeah, fine. Yeah. All right, so my next category is I want to do a daily mirror, because I love all my mirabilias, but I'm sick of not touching them. But I also don't like going monogamous on them. That doesn't fun either. So I'm going to try to do 100 stitches a day in a mirabilia. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a mirabilia for a while and then swap them. So January, I'm going to do the Cinderella for your birthday last year. But in February, I'm doing something else, you know? And I won't feel like I need to keep working on one of them till they're done. But I can commit to doing 3,000 stitches every month on one. So by the end of the year, I might not have a bunch of them finished, but I'll have a bunch of progress on different ones.
Well, you have 12. You have a little person 12. So.
Yeah. So, and I don't want to do one a month or whatever. I want to be able to pick.
Okay.
This is the one I'm doing for a while. Like, let's say I do 1,500 stitches in Cinderella and I want to switch. If I'm making 100 stitches a day in my collective Mirabilia whips, that will make me happy, and it's okay that they're not done. Okay. All right. Then I have a lot of whips that are like close to being finished. Every month I want to put 2,000 stitches into like a small finish focus. So like January, I don't know what I'm going to pick, but like if something has like 4,000 or 2,000 stitches left, then I want to pick that and work on it a little bit until it's finished and not put it away until it's finished. So like coffee and eggs would take 2 months of this, you know, like, so I need to get
which
some.
would also look amazing on your wall,
which
and you should finish.
So there's a lot of things where I'm like pretty close, or they weren't that big to begin with, and I need to get them done.
Yeah.
But I don't want to spend all of my time finishing all my like small win finishes and then have no small wins anymore. So 2,000 stitches into something small that I work on until it's done. Then I want my birthday start from last year, which was Secret Garden by Hello from Melissa Matthews. I want that done. Mm-hmm. And then whatever I start, I'm doing Seaside House. I want to actually keep that up and work on it. So I'm going to put 1,500 stitches a month into my birthday start. And if I do that into Secret Garden, it will be done by my next birthday. I don't think that would get Seaside House done in a year, but I'll look at that, you know, closely going into, like, I might need to change that number for next year, but I love my birthday start. I gave it the fanciest kit, the fanciest bag. It has my queen hoop in it. It's got, you know, it's lovely. And I want it done. Yeah. So I want it out.
That sounds fun.
All right. Then I'm going to do Jingle Ball Bauble Book WIPGO.
Oh yeah. Tell me about that.
We're going to be guys, we buy these Bauble books. We need to stitch out of them.
Yeah.
So I ordered the new one on Friday. So when it gets here, I'll make a separate video where I just go through and show the 25 or the 24 that I'm picking. But I'm going to do a WIPGO board where I pick 25 books, 24 because I'm going to leave the free space free. 24 out of the 36 in those 3 books. And because next year I want a tree full of ornaments that are cross stitched. And those ornaments are like 500 stitches mostly. So I scheduled to do 1,000 stitches. So if I start 2 a month, I should be able to get almost all of them finished in the same month or close.
So they're specifically meant to be done at a certain date though. So are you going to continue to stitch it even if you don't have time? Are you going to pull it into the next month so that you finish one before you start a new one?
Oh no, I'm going to try to get them started in the month and I want to get them done. But let's say there's a month where this other, like where that's the thing that doesn't get done.
Right.
Then it's okay if I carry them.
Okay.
But I want a tree full of cross-stitch Christmas ornaments. I have these 3 books. They're all different styles. So if you mix and match all of them together, it won't feel like anything's out of place.
Yeah.
And I love them, like a lot of them. So, and if there's one that's like really big, then that just won't go on the WIPGO. Like I want, you know, things that can be done. And I won't necessarily have a goal to like FFO them. Like I'm trying to FFO things as I go, but like that might be like they get all FFO'd in batches because they're all ornaments or something, you know?
The 2 week does not apply to under 1,000 stitches
or to my ornaments because I might want to wait until I have like a day of finishing ornaments or something.
Oh, that makes sense.
Or I might be like, hey, Allison.
I don't mind. I like it.
All right. Then I have some projects that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Everything else on my list are 7 projects that I want to pull out every month and make significant progress on.
Okay.
All right. The first is Golden Delicious. We are hosting the 2 Kinds of Delicious Sal Stitch Along with Beck Stitches Everything. I want it done. Like, I like it, but it's like, it's enough color changes and like fiddly bits that if I don't force myself to do it, it will sit. Mm-hmm. So I figured out that if I get it out and I do 1,000 stitches every month on it next year, I will finish it next year. So I broke it into 12. I'm not breaking it into 12, like cutting the pattern up, but just, I need to do 1,000 stitches every month. And that's one of those things where if I only did 500 one month or something like, and it rolled into the next year, that would be okay. But I would be like so much further than I'm going to be if I don't ever pull it.
Yeah. No, I'm with you there. I love it.
I love it.
It is a lot of color changes.
And we're hosting a Sal about it.
Yeah.
You're really far in yours. Like, I don't want to be doing it in 5 years where like, you know, and everybody else is done with theirs.
Well, I still have that gigantic tree and the gigantic house. Like, there's a lot left to do.
And the fiddly border, I think the middle isn't as fiddly as the border, right? So like if I force myself to get through the fiddly border, I think the inside will be a lot more fun.
It should be, yeah.
And 1,000 stitches a month, it also means like you can pick a couple days where you just do 100 or 200 and it doesn't feel as fiddly because you're not color changing 10 times because you're just going to do 2 or 3 strands. All right, then Swan Lake, I'm restarting my chatelaine. I got the fabric to restart it. I want to keep doing 200 stitches every Wednesday, and that means I would get 1,000 stitches a month. That will not get me close to a finish or anything like that. It just wouldn't make me continue going on it.
How long until you back to where you had to drop off?
I only had 1,000 stitches, so not that long, yeah. All right, then I told you guys, oh, wait a minute. I only have 6 things I'm working on because I already told you about new starts, and that's not like a thing. So I have 6 pieces that I'm going to pull out every month for consistent progress all year. Well, no. Anyway, because it's not in order like that.
Explain it out loud, Stephanie.
Okay, so my birthday start, Golden Delicious, Swan Lake, Stitch for Pride 2025, and then I have 2 more. So I have 3 more. I have 8 things I'm pulling out every month that are the same pieces every month.
Plus your starts. So hold your fingers.
No.
Okay.
Because the new starts, no, because like I'll pull it out, I'll work on it, but then I'll put it away until it comes out.
1,000.
Yeah, until it comes out in its own time.
All right.
All right. So Swan Lake by Chatelaine is 1,000 stitches a month. Stitch for Pride, I just want to stitch that motif. They range from 800 to 1,200 stitches a month.
Is that what the new one said?
Well, that's what Dee said, but actually last year there were a couple that were 14 to 15, like that were almost 1,500 stitches.
Yeah.
So I'm just putting 1,000 stitches on here, but my real goal is to finish that motif for the month. But that's again something where if like 1 month I fell behind and the next month I had to catch up or whatever, it'd be fine. Like the goal is to have the piece done by the end of the year. Moon Phase Bell Pull, I already told you guys 640 stitches a month. 4 Seasons, the new starts, the seasonal piece that doesn't start until March. I just estimated that it would be 500 stitches a month, and I think that'll get me close to finishing each season, but I'm not going to try to finish that whole thing in 1 year. Like I just want to keep stitching it seasonally, kind of the way Stitchin' Mommy has her seasonal pieces that she pulls out, but she's not in a hurry to finish them. So this will be more like that style. And then I'm going to keep doing 2 strands a day on Within a Dream, which is my memorial to my dog, and that's an estimated 80 stitches a day. And some of these pieces, like I would finish Within a Dream before the end of the year. So if I like doing 2 stitches a day on that, I'll keep going. But if I don't like it, then I will just, when I'm done with that piece, say like, okay, I'm not doing 2 strands a day on something anymore because I finished the purpose of that.
Yeah.
So that's all my plans.
Okay. I think you're leaving out some of the thought process behind this.
Okay, ask me questions.
Okay, so walk me through an average week.
Oh God. Okay. So
I just want to know if logistically you thought about this.
Okay, so usually I get Within a Dream,
Okay.
out in the mornings when my daughter, like when I'm watching Molly, like I take my son to
first
school.
First thing you do.
I usually pull that out 2 strands in the mornings because I like to do it when I'm like not trying to get it done. It just is like peaceful. Or like the other day I pulled it out and I stitched like 300 stitches in it because I kept thinking I saw her and it was really bumming me out because the heater was moving and it was making me think that like there was a little creature walking. Anyway, if you want to know the story of Lucy, the last 11 minutes of the Ask Us Anything episode is there. And I love that I have that so I can just always point back to like, if you want to know, I'm not hiding it from you.
Right.
But I just can't emotionally handle going into it every time. So do that in the mornings. That doesn't really count. And I don't do that every single day. But then at night, I'm going to have my Lowry stand. So I'm going to be working on learning 2-handed stitching. So I'm hoping it goes a little faster.
But we definitely know it'll go slower at first.
At first, yeah. So then I have like my menu of stuff, and it'll be like the things that like, okay, so if it's the full moon, then I'm going to work on Moon Phase Bell Pull. But the rest of the time, like pull out my mirror, do 100 stitches on it, and then look at the menu of other stuff that I have and which everyone's calling me I get to do, unless I like.
Do you have like a checklist somewhere where you're like,
I have a spreadsheet.
500, you do?
Yeah, I have an Excel spreadsheet. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Right.
And the way that my Excel spreadsheet works is at the beginning of the month, it has all my goals. And by the end of the month, it only has what I have really accomplished. And throughout the month, I reevaluate, like, oh, I'm not going to get that done. Like, take
Would
that
you
out.
be willing to share a snapshot of said Excel spreadsheets?
Well, I encourage people
curious.
I encourage people to use Notion because the Stitching to Tea Notion template is
Okay, but
far more sophisticated than my spreadsheet, and I still use that too. But I'm
not
such
very-
an old school Excel person. Well, it's a lot cheaper than Excel.
you have to. It's a subscription service.
It's because you decided to arrange your whole life in it. The level I use it at is I just paid the $9 for the
template.
Yeah. But basically, I mean, it's just a spreadsheet that says projects that I'm working on for the month, their goal, and maybe their category, like Sal or seasonal or new start or whatever. Then I have every day what I stitched. And then at the end, it says like, at the end, it adds up how much I've stitched, subtracts it from the goal and says this is what you have left and this is what percentage. It's very like basic. But at the beginning of the month, it'll say like, here are the 20 things I want to do and the 25,000 stitches I want to do. And at the end, it'll be like, here are the 15,000 stitches you did. And so this is less than what I would normally put on my plate. And so I'm hoping by putting something that's like not feasible, like it's a huge stretch goal, but like isn't like so crazy that I'll get a little bit more done because it'll be like a stretch goal that's easier to stretch to. Like it'd be great if I could get 600 stitches a day instead of 500. That would be huge.
I've met your children, and I just don't think that's gonna be something they're gonna give you.
No,
but maybe.
Well, once Molly goes to bed, Jordan is like, and it's quiet time, and he's like chill. Like he doesn't mind me stitching if it's just me and him, and he's like watching videos or something.
Yeah,
it's that Molly's is going to be 2, and she's a lot.
I remember 2
is a lot more trouble than she was. You know, it was a lot easier when she was 9 months to get more stitching in. She's feral in a good way.
And she will be
in a good way.
2 years.
I do think that as she gets closer to 3, it's a lot easier than right now in terms of like what she can handle and stuff. And then also like I just want to do a more consistent job of not wasting the time I have. That's not like, you know, like there's times when I could be working on something and I'm not because I'm like just dead, and I want to be more strategic about like this fill-in project. I saved this for the Jingle Ball, which was great, right?
Yeah.
There are things I have where it's like fill-in or whatever that I should just set aside for when I need brainless stitching and not ever just do fill-in or something just because it's the next thing on my chart. Like, but yeah, no, like I think I can continue to get 500 stitches a day, but getting more than that. But like if I could get 20% faster by being a two-handed stitcher, then I would hit a whole nother level of goals. So it would be great. And again, like other than getting Hawker Hollow done and Stitch for Pride done, like those are like my 2 hard deadlines. Everything else, like if it slips a month or 2, or 3, that's okay. Or if it gets pushed to the next year, that's okay. I just really want one big win.
So to get this one big win, what kind of benchmarks or parameters?
So every floss tube between now, not this next Flosstube episode, but after January 1, every Flosstube episode, I basically have to be showing a completed block. Now, I'm not sure if the first one will be because I'm not sure how it lines up. But then the next one, it needs to be like, well, here's the finish on the last one, and here's what I got on the new one. And that's going to be hard. But by doing it in 28 count, and it's every block is a win, I'm hoping that also the momentum of once I get to like 6 or 7 will really push me.
I don't want you to think I'm being like negative. I'm just more like...
I think you're thinking what they're thinking.
Honestly.
And it's good for us to chat about it because I think you're thinking what they're thinking.
Well, when you come over, you usually have, 10 or so whips that we talk about, and you are very excited about each one.
And I love every whip that I have.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Do you feel like if you might be limiting your fun if you spend $11,000 on one project?
Yes, but
based on what you and I talk about when I get on one project, and
that's why I'm gonna do it until Hawker and Hollow is done. And if I hate it after that, I might say I'm gonna break this up into 2, or no, I'm not doing that anymore. Whatever. But I'm hoping also that because Hawker and Hollow is blocks, that you're not getting stuck in a giant skirt or something and feel like you can't find your way out of it. Like it's blocks, like literal blocks. So each one will be its own victory. And if at the end of this experience I hate it and I'm just happy that it's done, I don't have to do it again. Because I feel like committing to do it in 6 months at a crazy pace is more sustainable as a short-term goal than if I decided I wanted to do it over the year, because I think I would quit halfway through the year.
What are the rules about quitting if you absolutely are miserable?
Oh, I mean, if I hate it, I will quit. Yeah.
Okay.
But I really like the chart. I started it and didn't go anywhere with it because I couldn't see the fabric. And now the fabric came in and it's DMC, like, and they're not hard. It's not a chatelaine. Like, it's just
a lot.
Just do it. Yeah, just do it.
A lot.
But I have done so many stitches on so many smaller things and finished smaller things and have 10%, 20% done on so many medium things. I just want one big finish.
I'm with you there. That would
And
be very
then
exciting.
if after that, and then also like, if I finish it, the next BAP could be something that's only 14,000 stitches or something, and it doesn't need a 6-month commitment. Could I just be like, okay, now I'm going to finish, you know, the Pink Barn, or I'm going to finish a Mirabilia or something. Like, it doesn't have to be like that big.
Yeah.
It could just be like, okay, what's something that needs 11,000 stitches?
Yeah.
Or I can say like, I'm going to lower it to 10,000 because that 11,000 is based on how much I need to do to get Hawk Run Hollow done in 6 months. But then I could like refigure things and say like, okay, that was the experience, but I need to do something different. Like, you know,
1,000 on one thing is a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
So, but also like, what if I hate doing it block by block, but instead I get all 12 blocks started and I bounce around the charts? I could do that too.
Yeah.
And it's still, that's why it's an 11,000 stitch goal and not a literal like one
Finish this
block
block.
every 2 weeks goal.
Yeah. Well, that'll be interesting. Yeah. It'll feel real good.
Yes.
So we had discussed about wanting as many entries as possible for the state fair. We were like, what categories can we enter that we didn't enter?
What I decided
But
was I want
this will be
one
different.
really big
One
thing,
really big.
but I also will still probably have 10 small things.
Okay.
You know, because I already have 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 framed pieces on my wall
That are finished
that
already.
are finished that were not in the state fair. Because I have Delia Conger, Caramia, Hemlock. Oh no, it's that stocking that like, which I am going to enter in the stocking category.
What's that?
The little,
Oh, the little
like,
one? The really cute
because
one.
not enough people enter that category,
Yeah.
so like it'll probably still room in even if it's like
Yeah.
this big.
Really tiny.
So
Well, you'll have 12 more.
yeah. So I have like things will be getting entered.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to go with like one really big
One
piece
really
and
big.
see what happens.
Okay.
And when I get like second or third, I'll be okay.
Well, you.
The person that did that, Teresa Winsler, and got second place in that category deserves justice.
Oh, no. Yeah.
But other than that, yeah, I'll be okay.
Yeah.
And then I'll have like, you know, there's other things I'm finishing this year. And Boom Glow will be done. Like, so I'll probably have fewer finishes total, but I'll probably have similar.
And like almost everything that you talked about in your plans are new or relatively new.
Yeah.
Do you have any older ones that you're?
Yeah.
What's
so,
going to happen to older ones?
okay. So the older BAPs are going to get put in line for
For the back.
the BAPs.
Okay.
And then the older, smaller ones will get put in line for that small 2,000 stitch a month finish.
Okay.
But at some point I might be like, okay, Hawk on Hollow's done. Maybe it should, these 13,000 stitches total, maybe they need to be split more evenly between BAPS and the other, like, smaller stuff or whatever. Because my goal is by the end of next year to have Hawk Run Hollow done. To have done or significant progress on the ones that I really want to do, like as small monthly goals. And to go into 2026 with not much more on my plate than 2025 as like a total number of like all projects combined unstitched stitches to be relatively similar, and not be adding to that. But the actual count doesn't matter as much because like if I subtract 66,000 on Hawk Run Hollow, but I add 10 6,000 stitch whips or whatever, that's actually the same amount of stuff. Yeah. But I want, you know, and if this goes well, then at some point I could do it with Shores of Hawk Run Hollow, or I could say I hated that. I want to do something totally different with Shores of Hawk Run Hollow. But that was a leap year start this year, so I have to finish that. I want to finish that by 2028. Yeah.
Interesting.
I got a couple other like 60 Shores of Hawk Run Hollow, Alienation Alphabet. I've got a couple other 60,000 stitch projects. It'd be super great to like knock one out a year and then not start another one ever again.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah. Okay.
stick to the like 30,000
Hey, I like it.
stitch range is like a, you know.
That's funny.
But also like, so I'm committing to these. This isn't like, this is like what I might do. It's like I'm committing to these as a menu where the goal is to get 65 to 70% of the total stuff done. And this is what I have to choose from. And so I'm excited about that. Some things don't start till the middle of the year. Some things will drop off. So that's why it's like 868 stitches a day, but they're not like really evenly distributed. But I'm not going to get more than like 500 to 600 done a day anyway. So it won't make a huge difference either way. And I just want one really big win. And then if I hate it, I will reconfigure things.
Yeah.
And I want to also finish touching the autumn sky, but I'm going to do that as my, I said in another video I was going to do my daily mirror. Like, you guys would know why touching the autumn sky got pushed to February and March. And it's because I want to do Cinderella in January. Then I'm going to do touching the autumn sky as my daily mirror until it's done. And then I can pick up whatever I want every month. But I want to get that done so I can return the pattern.
That's cool. You're very far on.
I only have 7,000 stitches left.
You're
so
very far.
A couple of months of doing that 100 stitches a day would knock it out.
Yeah.
Without hopefully getting sick of it.
I don't think you will.
No, part of the problem is I'm in a section with a lot of blends, and I do not like blends. And I think going forward, I might never do blends. I might say, you know what, this was charted in 1985, and there's a lot of more DMC colors out there, and I'm going to find one that's more in the middle. If the reason that we're doing blending is color shading and not variegation, if it's just color shading, I'm just going to find a single color that looks closer to that. I don't know if I will do that, but that
also sounds like a lot of work, though.
I hate blends so much. Maybe
Yeah.
I just need to get some of the Adam Hart cross stitch blend chips next year when I start a project that has a lot of blends, because I hate them. And because what I hate the most about them is going and finding this one and you cut them in half, and then the other one, if there's not enough stitches of the first one, then you would never lose that one. You have to start all over. But if I got some of the blend chips, it wouldn't be as big of a deal.
Yeah, I just throw them away.
Yeah, I hate blends. I don't hate
Lost
stitching with the blends. I hate configuring the blend. And also, I don't always kit up projects all the way, and so I don't always have one half of the blend in the project yet and stuff, and that's annoying. And
I do have a non-stitching but not stitch project related plan.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the floss out of all my project bags. And
Me too.
Yay!
All right. So another goal. By the end of 2025, we will have master sets.
Yes.
Yeah, I have been. I know I have to own like all but like maybe 50 colors.
I believe that 100%.
Yeah. So I have. I even have the floss drops chips, or not chips, but to do them. But yeah. So okay. Well, maybe we'll make a video about.
We could do that.
Making our master sets, but we'll have 2 different master sets too. That we'll be making.
It'll be fine. I'm gonna use those jewelry box things.
The bobbin boxes?
Bobbin boxes.
Allison has started using bobbin boxes to organize her entire life, and she forgot that they're bobbin boxes because she just has so many of them, and they're just...
That's my jewelry.
Whereas what I think I'm going to do is, I think eventually I'm going to get a Bisley, because I was talking to... I asked Elizabeth Savory and Rebecca from Beck Stitches Everything.
Yeah.
If it really was worth it, and they're both like...
Yeah. Yeah, from someone who just bought a lottery stamp, maybe though, you need to.
Well, I'm not going to do it. No, the reason that it's my goal by the end of next year is because I know I'm not putting time or money into that project right now.
Yeah.
But what I hate is buying more DMC.
Yeah.
So I know that is a good goal for us by the end of next year to have master sets.
Let's do that.
And also I want to have like a cabinet by my stitching chair in the living room where that sits, and it's not in my office, so it's where I sit. But I need to like do some living room configurations and stuff. And also on my thrifting cross stitch channel, it'd be fun to like look for stitchy spot stuff when I get to the point where I have more control over what's in my living room. So that will be fun. And when my kids are a tiny bit older and can handle, like Molly right now would destroy it.
You're probably like 3 years away from
because like
no chaos living room.
Not no chaos living room, but last night while I was on the Jingle Ball and I was just chatting, Molly brought a box of crackers to me. I gave her a cracker. She screamed. She wanted another cracker. I gave her another cracker. She took all 24 crackers out of the box and just lined them up. Not a single bite was taken. But if I had taken any of them away, it would have been bad, and I was just trying to enjoy the Jingle Ball. Like, that is a level of chaos that Jordan doesn't have anymore, because he's, his chaos is for him to do things he wants to do. Molly's chaos is like, let me try everything new and just see what happens.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah. And she's gonna be 2, so add screaming in there for a little while.
Oh, noise doesn't bother me.
Just a little while.
Noise does not bother me. Also, but like my ultimate stitchy spot goals, which I don't think I can do in 2025, but would be to reorient my living room. So the TV's on this wall and my stitchy spot's here, and then we have another little TV here like you have, so I can have Flosstube playing while they have sharks playing, or I could have an ambiance video while, you know, like, I want to.
We turn it into
the fireplace.
Channel,
I want a living room more like your living room, and then and I also need to get my office. I should do that. I should break my like office and organizational goals up into 12, and maybe not like make a video about them, but like just for myself, be like, what do I need by the end of 2025? If I wanted to have the perfect setup, what would I do? Yeah. Because I can't get it all done in one weekend, and then it becomes overwhelming to even start. Yeah. And my office is a great place to like work, but it's not a fun place to stitch. So I want my Lowry stand. I want a cabinet that I could open that has the drawers in it, and with all my like, you know, floss and stuff.
That'd be great.
One day. Do you have any other goals? Oh, another goal I have for you for next year is I want to figure out.
I love it. Go ahead.
Okay, so I want to do my office and do a tour of it and show all the organization, and I want to show videos of the organization process. Okay. But I want to get a shelf for you, and I want to figure out what the size is. So when I'm out thrifting, if I see one, I can call you. And then
2 measuring tapes over there.
Oh, okay. We'll do it after this. And then I want to do a video where we organize all of your stitchy stuff and make a video about that, because you would like it better if it wasn't stressing you out. Yeah. And also Jared would like it better if it was like in little bins. But then also, I know so many people have small storage space stuff and would love to think about like they're redoing their own storage. So if we made a video about it, it'd be fun. Okay. Because if it was just on like a little shelf that was like 6 feet tall.
Comment. I took them out of a laundry basket and they're in an actual tub now.
I did notice that, but I didn't want to sound like a bee if I was like,
because it didn't actually help anything. It still looks the same.
Well, it
looks the exact same, except instead of a laundry basket, it's a tub.
I'm not coming from a place of like, my office is a disaster. Yeah. So I'm not coming from a place of like, I have it figured out and you don't. That's not what this is. But it is just now, it's a tub instead of a laundry basket, but it is the same effect. It's exactly. And I know you will feel so much better if it's like up along the wall, and each thing is in more, and it's like, here's where the patterns are, here's where the...
Well, my thinking was this is a much larger tub, but it does not hold more than the laundry basket.
Because the laundry basket was overflowing. So it didn't,
it did not help at all.
And we're never going to show you guys the befores, but we will show you the afters. And actually, it's it feels less messy because it feels more permanent of a space. Well, so I bet emotionally and mentally it is better.
It looks the same to me.
But I think maybe even a cabinet that closes would be good.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe. We'll see.
We'll see. All right. Do you have any other plans you want to talk about?
I do not. Do you?
I don't.
Okay.
All right, so if you're not subscribed, subscribe so you can see if any of these happen. You can watch me every week as I'm like, I hate working on this hawk granola.
Mm-hmm. What's the contingency plan should this become too frustrating?
Pause it for a month.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Take a break. But I really want to finish it in 6 months because I want to have time to get it framed. I want to try to frame it myself, and I want it in the state fair. So like, it's like if I think of July as like trying to figure out how to frame the beast without paying for the framing, and then giving up, and then August paid for framing, and then taking it in to the state fair.
Want to start saving.
Because of the thrifting channel, I plan on being in thrift stores a lot, and then I mentioned it, but I started a thrifting channel last week called Stephanie Shop Secondhand, because I did a thrifting channel video on this channel. You guys liked it so much, and I loved it, but like, that is adjacent, but not exactly, this is a cross stitch channel. And I do thrift for more than just cross stitch stuff. But I'm going to be in there a lot filming. Like, I'm even going on Tuesday to film a video. So I just need to figure out what the measurements would be, and then just be constantly looking. And also know like that a frame that size might cost $20, but it's worth it still. Because in my head, I don't like spending more than like $2 or $3 on a frame. But like if I see one that's $20 and perfect for that, then I gotta do it, It's
still at a framing store would take you $100 plus.
If I brought in my own frame, I don't think they would
No?
charge much more than the $35 fee of, because they have no materials. And they might charge me 2 of those or something, but the way the line item on it looks like the lacing is one charge and the material and the labor are other charges. So so anyway.
We'll figure it out.
It's also would be, it's like, so I need to finish it in June, so I have July and August to figure out how to get it in a frame without going broke. Yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
I'm excited.
I'm excited for you.
I'm excited for you.
It's possible.
I'm excited that you get to watch it.
I'm excited about that too.
You're gonna be like, what is happening over there today?
I'll be excited. I only have one thing to iron.
Oh no, dear. Oh no.
Whatever.
You'll have 10 other
I'll be like,
things.
what'd you do this week? You're like, Hopper and Hollow.
I mean, I could do it like the first week is all my Hooker and Hollow. First 2 weeks of the month are all my Hooker and Hollow. The second 2 weeks are everything else, so that I have like breaks in between. But I think that would be worse. I'm not going to do the whole frame at the beginning because both times I've started when I started on the frame and then I got kind of bored with that. But I think that if I start in the middle, then I can go to other blocks if I get bored of the block I'm in, and eventually it will be all framed out. Yeah, I got to start in the middle this time.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable.
Yeah. And I got to give myself a really good margin in case the frame I find is 1 inch too big. I gotta be able to put like a 2-inch fabric border.
Something I read recently said, "Why are we doing 2 inches? Everything should be 3 inches."
Who said that?
I don't remember, but I read it somewhere.
I mean, that's true until you have the perfect piece of fabric and you only have.
I think it was someone who does framing all the time was like, why are people only leaving me 2 inches? This is not enough.
But like when I took the stuff in my framer last time and I said, how much frame, because I was trying to frame, I was like, what do you really need?
Yeah.
Like, what is the real need?
Yeah.
They were like, well, whatever. And I was like,
but the people who are in the store telling you that are not the people at the warehouse who are framing it. It all goes to the warehouse.
The people, when I bring my own frame, the person who frames it is the person at the store.
It's there?
Yeah. Oh. And the warehouse just sends the custom frames. They don't do the framing either. The framing's done on site.
Are you sure? That's not what you're doing.
Well, this woman was the one that framed it herself because she made a mistake and she told me she couldn't fix it. And I said, well, I'm not paying for this. And she said, fine, I'll fix it. And then she fixed it. When literally it looked like her pinky had been up in the fabric. It was crazy.
That is crazy.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to see what happens here and what her reactions are here. If you are new to our channel and you haven't checked out our free Christmas patterns video and you're seeing this like in real time, go check that out. The Jingle Ball's over, so you don't need to check out our Jingle Ball video until next year. And then I'm
hoping she'll have another event.
There's a bunch. There's on her calendar is full. Okay. And then so next Monday will be a regular Flosstube episode, and then the next Monday after that will be our 2024 year-end whip parade. I have to do my own ironing for that because Allison doesn't iron for me for whip parades.
Depends. If it wasn't like here's 75 whips.
What if it was 60?
How about you do half?
No, I can do it. I can totally do it. But I will probably bring them over early. Okay. Like maybe I'll bring them over in batches.
Or just bring them all over and we'll have an ironing party.
Oh my god, that'd be hilarious.
Flosstube.
Yeah.
We'll just watch Flosstube, chit chat and iron.
That would be
for hilarious.
3 hours. Yeah, that's the thing is I actually can't do that because I have to iron it over multiple days.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you guys so much. If you made it to this point, leave a calendar emoji.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Let us know what your plans are for next year. Let us know kindly your thoughts about our plans for next year.
That'd be nice. Nicer than I was.
If you're not nice, I'll read it. I'll cry and then I'll delete it.
Oh, so don't say anything.
No, leave your thoughts in the comments. Let us know if you're starting any of the stuff I'm starting and you want to start it with me. Some of the things are like booked to a month, but some of the things can be moved months. So like if you want to start Huckleberry Farm, but you're starting in April, I can swap things around. So, all right. Thanks so much. Bye.
Bye.